Good afternoon and welcome to another ironic introduction to another video. Today I am excited to say that my first max rank 5-star is, Captain Marvel. I don't think anyone's really surprised by that, but I finally did the leveling up portion of that today. So this is my first max rank 5-star. You can see that the hero rating there is 14,110. It's a little low just because I don't want to put any more 6 stones into her. This is where I feel like she's optimal. But I want to touch on some other parts of my account just because, a lot's happened since the last time I did one of these kinds of rundowns, just as far as content progression and the ilk. So for starters, let me get through all of this. We've since moved our way up to a pretty strong amount of 5 stars. Let's see, sort it the other way around. So we're sitting here at just a little over 37. Sorry, not over 37, 37. And I have a good amount of rank 4s. With Ghost Rider, Nick Fury, Vision, and Thing. I do have 12 tier 2 alpha catalysts, so I'm in a position where I could theoretically have 3 more rank 4s if I needed, but I just don't feel like pulling that trigger on any of these champions, and or I might be missing like tier 4 class catalysts for some. Like Blade could arguably be worth it, but I'm not holding the tier 4 class catalyst for him. I want to make sure I maximize the small amount of ISO I have these days. So I've been doing level ups pretty slow. And like even Captain Marvel, I actually ranked 5'd her like 2 weeks ago, maybe a week and a half ago. When my tier 2 alpha was about to expire. And I've just now leveled her up all the way just to make sure I get the most out of the ISO I put into her and the gold. I have some other people in here that I would consider bringing up to rank 4, but I need to get really lucky in the tier 4 class catalyst. I'm still like trying to hold out on tech and mutant for as long as possible as far as those tier 4 class catalysts go. Just because I'm like really praying for something really good there. Omega Red and Ghost. I'm still missing Corvus Glaive of any kind. Don't even have him as a 3-star, unfortunately. I do have the 2 6-stars here of Black Bolt and Symbiote Supreme. I'll have another one very shortly, but I just wanted to get this account progression video out there. Let's see, as far as my top 4, this is what it's looking like right now. It's nice having that Symbiote Supreme there just because I do really value my Symbiote Supreme, but I want him out of that top 4 banner just because whenever I see a 6-star in there, it just feels like, oh, you got that just out of luck, which is great. I'm very blessed for that, but I don't feel like having him in my top 4 is representative of what my roster really looks like, although I do use him a lot. Talking about Symbiote Supreme, just a small mastery change from my previous mastery setup is I do plan on running 2 points in Mystic Dispersion here, so I will receive that 3% boost. I think that the 4th and the 5th ones are really worth running. I just don't want to sacrifice my offensive tree at the moment. / these Mystic Dispersion core things are really expensive. So I just need 2 more before I get to unlock the second one. Just kind of play around with it and see where I like it, but I might move those points back into Pacify and Petrify if I decide. As far as resources go, sorry for the load screen team. As far as resources go, you can see that I'm capped here on tier 4 basics, but tier 5 is really what holds me back. That's why if you look at the top right, I have almost 9,000 units. I am saving for the 12,000 units needed to get to the Cavalier bundle deal. I think that that's super worth it. Just because 2 tier 5 basics really does go a long way as far as progression. I mean, I just got my first rank 5, so having that extra rank 5, even if it's just of a random class, is highly worth it when you're progressing. And I just don't know if those Cavalier crystals are doing as much as far as like building up your roster as you can just by patiently waiting. As far as tier 4 class catalysts go, I'm doing pretty good here, so I can't do anything with Cosmic and I can't do anything with Skill, but other than that, I have a decent chunk in everything else with like a really solid amount in tier 4 mutants. I had more text, but I decided to rank 5 my Sentinel just because I do plan on bringing him into variant. Oh, and I misspoke. Actually, I only have 10 tier 2 alpha catalysts. My apologies for that, but that's still a good amount of tier 2 alpha. I do want to point out that since my last progression video, I have decided to max rank Sentinel, and I have decided to max rank Void. If you saw in the boss rush, Void did a lot of work for me. I'm hoping Sentinel does a lot of work for me in the variant. He's not max Sig yet. He's 46 stones shy. I have like 28 or so more Sig stones I could pump into him. I just am holding off on them because I don't know if I have to max Sig him for the value that I'm trying to get out of him, but I did bring him up to Sig 59 just to get a little more push in there. As far as progression goes, story's been pretty good. In order to really push and get those last masteries, I did complete Act 4. I've very slowly started to push for a completion of Act 5, and as you know, in the Cavalier push, I just have the Crossbones and the Sentinel chapters left. So really not a lot left there. And one last thing is the base rating of 444,354 champions. And I want to point out, just for my own sake, 49,764 PvP fights won. So I don't know how many days I've been playing. I'll have to do a quick check and put that in the description / probably the title of this video. But almost 50,000 arena fights in a very relatively short period of time, and especially considering I've taken like a really big step back on arena. This is a lot of progress, and honestly, those PvP fights and the active alliance I'm in are the big reason for why I've made as much progression as I have. I'm not gonna lie, a big part is also the large amount of whaling I did at the beginning of my MCOC start. But since I've barely spent any money since July, and it just goes to show that maybe a good amount of whaling just to boost yourself up if you want to get to that end game like I did. I wanted to hit end game content. I wanted to hit uncollected level difficulty content very quickly. Now that I'm there, I don't feel the need to spend money. I see a lot of really good deals, and I just ignore them for the most part, just because I feel like I don't need to put that money in anymore to enjoy the game, and it's a good time. That said, this is my account progression up to date. I expect to have another one. I don't know, maybe when I decide who to bring my second rank 5-5-star. That said, this video always takes longer than I want it to, but bear with me. Talk to you guys later.